What if I told you that over the next 12 months, the world's biggest companies are going to quietly dump over $1 trillion into a single technology? And what if I told you this massive projection isn't coming from some hyped-up tech founder in Silicon Valley, but from the CEO of America's largest bank? Welcome to this explainer. If you want to front-run Wall Street and figure out exactly how to position yourself for this historic wave, go ahead and hit that like button, tap subscribe, and comment AI1T right down below.
Just think about the sheer scale of that number, $1 trillion. We are talking about a global capital shift so massive, it is literally reshaping the entire modern economy right before our eyes. But here's the crazy part. Most everyday investors are completely missing the boat because they assume this is all about flashy, speculative meme stocks, and it's absolutely not.
So that brings up the trillion-dollar question, doesn't it? If AI spending really does explode to $1 trillion, who is actually cashing those massive checks? Well, stick around because a bit later in this explainer, I'm going to reveal the exact hidden corners of the market that quietly make a killing when corporate spending shifts this violently. I'll even share a straightforward way to build your portfolio around this without just gambling your life savings away. But first, we really need to understand the true gravity of this staggering figure.
Okay, let's look at exactly where this wild projection is coming from. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JPMorgan Chase. He recently said, AI went from $400 billion last year to $700 billion this year. It will be a little over $1 trillion next year. Now, Jamie Dimon is not trying to sell you an online trading course. He sits at the absolute epicenter of global money. When he speaks, markets literally move. So this projection establishes immense authority. It proves that $1 trillion in AI spending is an institutional reality, not just retail hype.
And here's why his perspective is an absolute game changer. You and I, the retail investors, we usually trade on public data. We trade the news after it happens. But bank CEOs, they see the underlying transaction flows. They're looking at the massive corporate loans, the IPOs, and the billion-dollar M&A deals months before they ever hit the public headlines. If you really want to know what kinds of projects are genuinely being financed, you have to follow those transaction flows.
And hey, if you doubt that this money is already moving, let's look at the numbers. Investment banking revenue is absolutely exploding. JPMorgan just saw a 45% jump year over year. Goldman Sachs up a whopping 55%. Contrast that with the sideways performance of most standard sectors lately. Jumps like this simply do not happen in a scared, dead market. They happen when corporate CEOs are willing to spend big, raise capital, and make massive bets on the future. And the number one growth engine they're all pointing to right now? Artificial intelligence.
Section 1. Decoding the $1 trillion. Where exactly is all this money going? When companies say they're spending big on AI, they're not just buying some magic software box. It's a massive, interconnected ecosystem. Roughly 35% of that trillion is getting poured straight into data center hardware and chips. GPUs, servers, cooling systems, the heavy machinery. Another 35% goes directly into cloud platforms infrastructure. Then 15% flows into software and tools, and the final 15% is spent on services, talent, and consulting to actually get it all running smoothly. Which brings us to one of the most reliable wealth-building strategies in history, the picks and shovels play. Think back to the brutally competitive 1849 gold rush, right? Almost none of the actual prospectors looking for gold struck it rich. Most went flat broke. But you know who did make an absolute fortune? Levi Strauss selling them the durable jeans, and the barons building the railroads. Today, you don't need to guess which single AI chatbot is going to win the war. The much safer bet is often just quietly accumulating the companies that sell the digital infrastructure every single AI project desperately needs to function.
So let me ask you a question to connect the dots here. When capital spending rises, tech giants issue billions in bonds, new data centers get built, and companies IPO, who advises on those deals? Who underwrites them and collects a massive lucrative fee on every single step? The banks. Suddenly, you realize AI isn't just a tech story anymore, is it? It is a massive capital market story benefiting the very financial institutions bankrolling the whole thing. Section 2. The reality check. Beware the AI FOMO trap. All right, before we get too hyped up, we need a serious reality check.
When you hear $1 trillion, your brain probably screams, I'm going to miss out. I got to buy something right now. Let's take a breath and break down the dual nature of this cycle. The good is that massive AI spending can absolutely drive multi-year compounding revenue for solid infrastructure companies. But the bad is that $1 trillion in spending doesn't magically equal $1 trillion in profit. There is going to be a ton of overbuilding and incredibly wasteful projects. And then there is the FOMO. Retail investors blindly chasing a stock that's already up 200%, trading at 40 times sales, driven purely by fear of missing out rather than actual fundamentals.
And guys, we have seen this exact movie before, and it rarely ends well for the latecomers. Think about the massive telecom build-out in the late 90s, or the housing boom in the mid-2000s. In each case, spending surged, everyone rushed in, but valuations became totally detached from reality. When the boom inevitably crashed, even some really good companies got absolutely crushed, and retail portfolios were completely wiped out. Overbuilding is a brutal historical reality we simply have to respect today.
Which brings us to a really crucial, chilling warning from Jamie Dimon. Amidst all the current hype, he quietly noted that the environment right now is getting close to as good as it gets. Earnings are strong, markets are cooperative, but corporate spending is highly cyclical. It doesn't just go up in a straight line. It is extremely vulnerable to rising interest rates, sticky inflation, and shifting consumer sentiment.
So I want you to ask yourself a tough question right now while looking at your own brokerage account. What happens to your portfolio if AI spending suddenly slows down for a year or two? If the broader economy cools off, corporate boards can slash their AI budgets overnight. If your stock picks have priced in a straight-line, uninterrupted growth trajectory forever, a reality check is going to hurt. Bad. Being early is only helpful if you can actually survive the cycles.
Section 3. The 3-bucket framework. How to position your portfolio.
So how do we intelligently ride this wave without risking our shirts? I'm going to give you a highly actionable payoff right now. The 3-bucket framework. It's a simple, non-speculative way to organize your exposure. We move step by step from incredibly safe foundations all the way to highly speculative bets. Step 1 is your core, Step 2 is targeted, and Step 3 is moonshots.
Let's start with bucket 1. This is your foundation. It's core, it's boring, and it is beautifully diversified. We're talking about broad index funds and ETFs. Honestly, the easiest way to grab a slice of $1 trillion wave without playing guessing games with individual winners is through broad funds. They naturally already hold the big tech giants, the cloud providers, and the semiconductor monopolies. Ask yourself, is your core portfolio already participating in AI even if you never buy a single pure-play AI stock? Usually the answer is a resounding yes.
Next up is bucket 2, targeted but quality. This is where you selectively add companies that directly benefit from that massive AI spending wave. But listen, we are not looking for lottery tickets here. We want highly profitable, cash-flowing infrastructure providers and top-tier chip makers. You want to screen for rock-solid balance sheets and reasonable valuations relative to their growth. Leave the meme-level sky-high multiples alone because those leave you totally exposed to a massive correction.
Finally, we have bucket 3, speculative moonshots. The most important thing to realize here is that this bucket is completely optional. If you truly understand a high-risk AI story, sure, take a position, but keep it incredibly small. You have to size it so that if the stock goes to absolute zero, 100% loss will not push back your retirement or derail your financial plan. Discipline over FOMO every single time.
Section 4. The 12 to 24-month roadmap. Metrics that actually matter.
Okay, we've got our buckets. Now we need a roadmap for the future. As this cycle unfolds over the next 12 to 24 months, let's tune out the sensational noise and focus on this real-world checklist. First, listen closely to CEO commentary on earnings calls. Are they calling AI experimental, or is it now mission-critical? Second, watch cloud pricing and utilization. Is there genuine paying demand for these AI services? Third, track AI project profitability. Are these tools actually saving companies money, or are they just massive, draining cost centers? And finally, watch how the market reacts.
If a big AI name reports strong numbers but gives slightly lower future guidance, does the stock get crushed? If so, expectations were dangerously high.
Which brings us to our final provocative thought. Are you ready to ride the AI capex tide without drowning in the noise? A $1 trillion signal is incredibly serious, but it absolutely does not guarantee a profit for everyone who blindly buys a stock with AI in the name. Your true edge here isn't predicting the future perfectly, it's positioning intelligently and actually surviving the cycles. If this explainer helped you think more clearly about building long-term wealth, please hit that like button, subscribe for more structured deep dives, and drop a comment below. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and I will see you in the next explainer.